I wanted to ask you about the role of hydration in health and whether you recommend reverse osmosis filters for your patients, and how much water you recommend your patients be drinking throughout the day, and remineralization as well.
Yeah, and you did mention the word viscosity, and we do know that blood can be thicker or thinner. It's hard to measure. There are certain functional medicine practitioners will look at blood under the microscope and see if all the red blood cells are clumping up or whether they're freely flowing. Men that take testosterone can drive their hemoglobin up and get thicker, more viscous blood, and it probably promotes stroke and heart attack. I'm aware of really just one research paper from the Loma Linda Adventist Health Study about inadequate hydration and risk of heart attack, and the theory would be, again, more viscous, more thicker blood, more likely to clot. So I do encourage my patients to focus on hydration, largely with water in stainless steel containers or glass bottles, not plastics. That's a whole nother sordid pathway to ill health, all the phthalates and BPS, BPA, and we have a plastic in the United States, maybe you have it too, called PFAS. That's an industry. It's called the forever plastic, because once it's in your fat tissues, it's very hard to ever eliminate, and it's toxic. So you want to be very careful. Still, so many of my patients drink plastic water bottles, and it ruins the environment. It's not good for their health. So it's an educational process. It's about half their body weight in ounces of water is what I recommend, but I don't track it that much myself. I mean, I think most people have the ability to keep an eye on their hydration pretty well, unless they have kidney disease or some other situation. I'm a fan of reverse osmosis. I have in my house a whole house, so my toilet water is filtered. I live in the state of Michigan, where we had a giant lead in the water crisis, but it's by no means the only state, the only city. It's all over the place. And lead is only one of the potential toxins. And even one of our fanciest neighborhoods had a lead issue because there's just a lot of old houses, old pipes from the city water supply into the house. And if you don't have the pH and the chemical protection of these pipes just optimal, you can shed lead and drink lead and you'll never know it. I do mercury, lead, and arsenic blood levels in all my patients. A lot of mercury, that's usually tuna, particularly. A little bit of arsenic, that's usually chicken and rice. A little bit of lead. I don't pick up lead very often. But if you do it in other ways, like provoked urine testing, you'll find lead in most people. It's expensive to have a whole house reverse osmosis unit. In my office, we have a little desktop unit. It's about $300 US. You put city water in. There's 3 cartridges. You get about 3 or 4 liters of RO water, and I do remineralize. I buy little drops that have some magnesium, a little boron, a little potassium, just a couple drops. It's a good idea. I like the ones that are sort of marine sea-based and have 70 minerals and fucidin and some of these seaweed-based additives.